Hi, I'm Roamy. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Lenny Lamb LennyPreschool carrier to carry your little one on your front. So the demo doll that I'm using today is about a 1-year-old size. So I'm just going to first off adjust the LennyPreschool to be smaller. So when you get it out of the box, it will be at its widest, tallest size. So what you're going to do for a smaller baby, or toddler rather, you're going to open up this waistband and slide it across, and it has a guide for how old your child is on here. So I'm going to put it to pretty much the narrowest it will go to, which is the 1 to 2 years. And then you're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So make sure you've tightened it or adjusted it the same distance on both sides so it's even when it's on. So you'll now see that I've made that quite a bit narrower across here. Now it'll obviously be a bit of trial and error as to how narrow you need it to be. The best guess is to go by whatever clothes size your little one is in. But yes, obviously we can adjust it. Once you've tried it, you can see whether it's too wide or too narrow, and you can adjust it accordingly. So make sure those are sitting down nicely. It will bunch up a little bit, but once you've used it a few times, this will lie nice and flat. So it'll do a little bit chunky the first time, but yeah, it should all smooth out soon. So that's the width. We're now going to have a look at the front of the panel. So as you can see, it's very, very tall. So if you look here, we've got these two on the main body of the panel, so not on the straps but on the actual body, these two here. So I'm going to shorten these completely. I'm going to do them to the furthest down setting. Again, it will depend on how tall your child is, and also whether they prefer to have arms in or arms out. So obviously if they prefer to have arms out, you're going to want to have it lower. If they prefer to have arms in, you might want it taller. So I've tightened those down as far as they will go. And then I've got the straps undone because I'm going to do this crossing. Now you can wear this straight on it for your back, so where you've got one strap over either shoulder and clip behind, but generally crossing straps tends to be a bit more supportive, particularly as children get heavier. So I find most people prefer crossing, but I have got other videos showing how to use the Lenny Light with the straps straight. So if you want to check how to do it with that, have a quick look at that video there. Right, so I've got that set up width and height wise, and the straps are undone. So I'm now going to put this on. So you fold the waistband in, so all of that Velcro bit is towards you, and then you're going to bring this around behind and pass it around here. And I find if you do it in front, it's a little bit easier to see what you're doing. So you're going to pass the clip through that bit of elastic and clip it in here, and then you're going to tighten it up. Now, where you sit this will depend on how tall you are and how tall your little one is. Now, I've got fairly short torso, so I tend to wear it right down on my hips. If you've got a longer torso, you may want to wear it round on your waist. But when you hold your child, you're going to want their head to be here and their bottom slightly over the panel. So you can try it by holding them, which I'll show you in a minute, and see if it's the right height. But yeah, I've got this down on my hips, and make sure it's sitting really nice and snug so it sits level front to back. What you don't want, I'm just going to adjust the lumbar support bit. What you don't want is this to dip forward. So what you don't want is basically that to happen, because that will be really, really uncomfy. So make sure you've wriggled it down so it's really nice and snug and it's sitting level front to back. It is easier to tighten it a little bit above and then move it down, because then it stays nice and secure. Okay, I'm now going to pick up for my child. So as I said, this doll is around 1-year-old size. So I'm going to hold them with their bottom very slightly over this panel. So not above it, slightly over it, because this will mean that it holds the panel against me rather than them pushing the fabric away, and that will mean they've got a nice scoop. Now ideally you want to have their head on your upper chest, which is why I've got this fairly low, because otherwise they'd be in front of my face. And make sure you hold them with their legs wrapping around. So ideally their bottoms below their knees, legs wrapping either side. Okay, I'm going to slide my hand under the panel and stroke this up over their bottom and back, so I'm holding them across their shoulders. So they can have arms in or arms out. I'm going to demo this with arms in, but if they wanted arms out, the arms will go over the top. So keep holding them across their shoulders, and then pop one strap over one shoulder, hold them with the other hand and put the other strap over the other shoulder. And at this stage you can just check that you've got the setting right. So you want this to fit from one knee to the other, so the lower leg hangs straight down, and ideally with bottom below knees. Now at the minute you can see my doll isn't particularly bottom below knees, but we can adjust that once they're in. But just make sure this isn't sort of coming out to their ankle or anything. You want it no wider than their knee. Okay, so keep holding them across their shoulders, and then what I'm going to do is reach around behind and grab a strap on the opposite side, so this one here. And I'm going to bring this straight down to hold baby really snug. Now this is really important you put it straight down, because that will bring all the slack around to the buckle. So I put it straight down, so you should see it's gone nice and taut over my shoulder, and then bring this around I'm going to bring that arm above the strap. And then you've got a little elastic here, so I'm going to pass it through the elastic, which also then kind of holds it in place, and then clip it in to the buckle. Now there are two ways you can tighten this. You can either tighten it by putting this one here straight back, or you can reach around here and pull that one diagonally. So everyone's different with what they prefer. I'm going to pull straight back there. Okay, so make sure that one's nice and snug before you do the other. Then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you're going to hold baby across their shoulders, reach round and grab the clip on the opposite side, and you can watch here go straight down. Can you see that all moving over my shoulder there? Really nice and snug. And then you're going to bring it round and across. And again, you're going to pass it through that little bit of elastic, like that, and then clip it in. And then once again, you can either tighten by pulling that one back or pulling this one here diagonally. Okay, so key things are that they are nice and snug against you, so they're not going to come out. You want to make sure this goes no higher than the nape of their neck and no lower than their armpits. So if their arms are over the top, you want it no lower than their armpits. Their arms can come out the side here or obviously over the top there. Check that they're sitting comfortably. Now you can see they've got a really nice seat now. When we first held them, it wasn't doing that, but since I've done the straps up, that's brought this up nicely. Check it's fitting nicely from one knee to the other so the lower leg can hang straight down, like that, and ideally with bottom below knees. It's called an M position. So key things are nice and snug, no lower than armpits, no higher than nape of neck, and just check it's sitting comfortably here. And then with the straps on you, if you've pulled them down straight like I've just shown you, they should be sitting comfortably on your shoulders rather than digging into your neck. Also, if you've tightened them as you've gone, it should all be secure. But if you do need to tighten them some more, you can either take these little ones here and pull them straight forward. So these are called perfect fit adjusters. They just do very little bits of adjusting. So they're really handy if you just need to do a little bit of loosening or tightening. Also, if say they've just brought their arms out and then you need to get it tighter, you can use those. So that's one way to tighten it. The other way, just lift the slack over your shoulder like that. So I'm just passing this up so it comes around here. Then bring it round, and you can obviously either tighten here, or instead of bringing it round, you pull that one diagonally, whichever you prefer. And you can do the same with this one. And this will mean the straps stay nice and smooth on your shoulder. So bring that up and over, bring it round and tighten back, or you can tighten both of those by pulling, you pull them diagonally so they're kind of going that way, 45 degrees. So if you want to adjust the panel height once they're in, you can do these ones here. Now obviously we had it on the, oh, I've got to get a bit further, pretty much on the shortest one. So you can make it shorter or you can make it taller on those. Obviously you may then need to adjust the shoulder straps either looser or tighter, depending on what you've done with those. But yeah, key things, there we go, looks better. Key things from a safety point of view are it's no lower than the armpits, no higher than the nape of the neck. They're nice and snug. And then from a comfort point of view, make sure it's fitting nicely from one knee to the other so the lower legs hang straight down. So that's how to put the LennyPreschool on the front. I'll just show you how to take them out. So you reach around and you unclip. Now because you've got it in the elastic, that is held, so just ping the elastic over the top so that that comes out. And then do the same on this side. And then holding them with one hand, bring the straps off your shoulders and you can lift your little one out. And then to undo this piece, swivel it round, squeeze that red clip and bring that out. And that's how to use the LennyPreschool to carry a child on your front.